Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing, Muhammad?
Walaikum assalam, ma'am. I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Let's start our today's session. We are now going to start our second step of this system analysis and design process. After this session, we will be able to understand the techniques that are used to recommend improvements to an existing system. Like the systems that are already working in the environment need some improvement, and we as a system analyst will be able to recommend improvements to make the system work better. So here we will discuss the methodologies to analyze an existing system that will be justifying choices as well. So, if we are talking about the methodologies or analyzing any kind of existing system, first we need to conduct a thorough research. Researching is something that is really important step of our overall system analysis process. So we need to choose a correct research methodology if we are analyzing a system. Our thorough research will help us to understand the like the specifications of the system, the already working criterias of the system, and we will be able to determine the overall success and the quality of the system, like how the system will work with the improvements that we will amend into the system. It is essential to get the initial stage of your research right. So if you are doing your research right, you are going in a right path, then you will be able to make the amazing results. Otherwise, it may the system may lose the previous productivity level as well if the research is not performed well, and the overall system will not be working properly. So the role of research is really important here. Although we are having multiple kinds of research, like if we are talking about the types of research, like we are having the qualitative research and the quantitative research while we are analyzing an existing system. Definitely, there are multiple parameters of the qualitative and quantitative research. So, in our today's lecture, we will be working on the some factors that are related to the quality of system. So we can say that we will learn today the quality like qualitative factors of our research, like how we will perform research to make our systems productivity high. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So here we first have a point that is client's brief. Um, it is a kind of document. You can say a document or any kind of information that you get from your client before starting the project. Like it will help you to understand the overall project and the needs of the client. It definitely needs to be written because for the clear understanding of everything, you need a proper explanation of all the ins and out of project of or the company who will be working on it, and definitely the team members who will be working on making the system work better. All needs to be there, and their explanation needs to be understand as well. It acts as a blueprint of your project. Definitely it will be helpful to you while you will be creating the project management team or all the things that are needed to be amended in the system. Let's suppose if we are talking about the project and its working capabilities, the client will tell you how it needs to work, because the standards, the requirements of the clients need to be met at first. So it will help the project to stand out. So it we need to we are here understanding how we will make the existing we will analyze the existing system, and how we will make the improvements or recommend improvements through the existing system. So here are the things that we need to understand first. If we are talking about the research, there are two kinds of research, qualitative and quantitative. So when you are analyzing the system, your research as a system analyst needs to be performed well. So for the kind of qualitative research, there are some factors that we are discussing here today. The first one is the client brief that I am explaining right now. This is basically kind of a document that will help you to understand all the needs or the requirements or the specifications of the system that are needed by the client. And the client definitely will be explaining each and every factor of his system that is already working in the environment, and it will help you understand the first you will understand how the system is already working. Then you will understand the needs that are needed to be amended into the system, and then you will understand the success rate or the results that you need to depict first, because as a system analyst you will give them a success ratio that will help them to understand the overall productivity of the system. So all the members of the project that are linked with it, like the team who is working on the project improvement, needs to understand their needs, and their needs are also needed to be the part of the document. So it acts as a blueprint of your project that helps synchronize all the stakeholders that are the basically team members of this project, or you can say the overall management of the company involved in the project, and bring cohesiveness to the group. They will work together and achieve the outcomes of the overall project. So the aim of a client brief is to convey what business problem they need help with, like what are the problems that are occurring to the system. Like if we talk about the assignment case study, in that the system is working already, but they need the improvements in the ticket booking systems, like they need it to be work online. And the second thing that they need to change in their system is to change their advertisement private policies. Like they are using the billboards, now they want to make it the online one, so that they can earn the like the required outcomes that they are expecting from the system. So these are the problems they are facing, and you were the ones who need to address the problems. So then it describes their overall brand persona, like how they want to see their brand in the coming future, and define the end results they expect. Like what are they expecting from your side as a system analyst, how you will depict all your thoughts and the creativities into the overall system's productivity. This document does align all contributors with the project requirements, expectations, and overall strategy. All the contributors are the ones who are the team members, who are the stakeholders of the project, and their project requirements and expectations. Definitely every person have in the team have different requirements, and their expectations from the systems are also different. If IT person is working for the development of the project, their expectations from the system will be far away from the expectations of an accountant, or maybe the social media marketing company, or the marketing team basically. So all the overall strategies that they will be performing in the system to let it work properly, these will be the part of the client's brief. Is it clear, like what are the things that are needed to be in the client brief, and how a system analyst will understand all the things?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next we have feasibility report. Basically, it is also known as feasibility study. It's a kind of study that is prepared after the detailed study of program. Like the if we are talking about a system that is already working, and you as a system analyst has got the client's brief as well. So you will read the client's brief, you will get all the requirements from the client's interviews and any kind of other things that we will do in the quantitative research. Basically the interviews and the questionnaires and the surveys will be the part of the another kind of research, so we will discuss in another session as well. But if we are talking about the feasibility report, it will also help us to understand the overall quality of the project that will be working in the near future. So if we are able to understand the client's brief, you as a system analyst get all the requirements of the all the stakeholders that will be the part of the system improvement team. So you can create your own report. You as a system analyst will be creating the feasibility report of the system after the detailed study of system that is going to be developed. In this way, you need to first understand the requirements, then you need to understand how the system is already working. The system needs to work way better than the previous stage. It may happen that If you have no clear understanding of the previous working, the system may work even worse than the previous condition, so it will not work in this case. This report will identify the main issues that needs to be discussed. What are the main issues of the overall project that needs to be discussed in this report are: can the company afford financially to get the system developed? Does the company have the manpower to do all this? Is the building environment right for the system to take place? Now, in the feasibility report, when you will be creating all the things like how it will work in the future, you need to understand all these points. If the company can afford the new technologies, then they will adapt them. If they are not able to arrange these technologies, they will not be using it. If you are recommending them to get new technology, but they are not able to like purchase or buy the new technology, then they will not be doing it, and ultimately your findings will be not fruitful for the company, and they will not be liking your working criterias. So first you need to check the overall financial state of the company as well, and then you will see the if the company is having all the people or the IT team that will be able to adapt that technology, or they need the training sessions for this for adapting that new technology. Then if the overall office environment is working properly, then it is fine. If you see that the environment of the company is not working properly, or if, let's suppose, if we are having some big kind of machineries that will be working, and we are not having enough space for them, or there is no cooling or air system that will be needed for the system to work. So first, the overall availability of the environment and their relationship between them, like how they will work within the environment of the system, like that is already working. So everything needs to be clearly identified before moving into the system. So you need to explain these points one by one, or just tell me which one is the most important one. Simply tell me from these 3 points which one is the most important for you as a system analyst.
Ma'am, the first point, first question.
Like you say that if the company can afford everything, then it will be working for them, right? Uma, you said all. Although all of them are really important, but we always need to give priority to any single point. Or you can say that you need to prioritize one thing that will be more important for you. So although the all the points are needed to be worked on.
Yes, ma'am. I was just letting the other students answer. So I
Okay.
think the first question is the best one. Like, is the most important.
Okay, good. So what are the steps that are involved in the feasibility analysis? You need to discuss. Uh, Read these points and explain your thoughts about these points, like one by one.
So these are the steps involved in the feasibility analysis. The first one is form a project team and appoint a project leader. So this is we have to choose team members and make a team that can work together, and then we have to choose a leader for the project.
Okay,
Then
so who
develop
will be
system
doing it?
flowchart.
Okay, just one point is enough. You need to tell me who will be doing this process. Like who will be choosing or forming the project team and then choosing a leader.
System analyst.
Good, very good. Yes, Umar. Next point from your side.
Yes, I don't know about the second one, but I can explain the third one, I guess.
Okay, okay,
It's an identify the deficiency of current system and set goals. So we need to find out like where we are lacking behind and solve the problems. That's it, I guess.
okay. Yes, Abdullah.
Ma'am, I developed system flowcharts to identify the process of the analysis, like step by step.
I have explained what is the role of flowcharts in my previous session. So please let me know what is the role of flowcharts in system development.
The role of flowchart is the sequence of activities in any process.
Okay, good. And how
and
we
and
create the flowcharts? Basically, the very simple definition of the flowchart is the pictorial definition or the representation of any kind of like actor you are doing. So here I am adding something into this point. When we are creating or developing the flowcharts, it helps the project team to understand the overall working. If the system analyst will give them the flowcharts, they will be performing all the tasks as they are assigned to. So if there is no flow chart that will be explaining them their roles, they may lack in some points. Okay, so this is the need actual that we need to create the flow charts for the overall team. And if we are talking about the deficiencies of the current system and set goals, definitely we need to see the deficiencies in the current system that are needed to be addressed. Then we will create some goals that will help us to achieve the overall outcomes. Okay, so next we will enumerate the alternative solutions and potential candidate systems to meet goals. Like all the candidates of from our team will be getting the chance to work on them, and we will choose the best one who will be performing the task very well. Then we will determine the feasibility of each alternative. Like uh, you can say that if we are doing one process, like one flowchart is saying that you need to create the online booking system that will help the people to book their tickets, and it will help them help the cinema as well, because if they are having in like the range of seats that the cinema is having, then they will not be overbooked. Okay, so you will see the alternatives as well. There could be the alternatives if someone just cancel their booking, then you can assign that seat to another person. So these are the alternatives. You need to determine all the alternatives that can happen. So in the technical feasibility, operational feasibility, all the things that are needed to be amend in the system technically needs to be in the technical feasibility report. If we are having a very big project, then the feasibility reports are also divided into multiple reports, like the technical, non-technical, operational, or the maintenance feasibility. All the things are done with the help of this feasibility report that will help us to understand what are the actual features that are needed to be a part of our system. Then weight the performance and cost effectiveness of each candidate system. Now we are having multiple candidates to solve a solve a problem, or you can say to achieve a specific goal. So you need to check their performance and the cost effectiveness. Definitely, if a person is costing you less in amount, but the performance is not as per the standards or as the required, then definitely the candidate is not a right choice for your system. You need to see other candidates as well. Then rank the other alternatives and select the best candidate system. You will definitely I have already explained this point, but still you will see all the other alternatives or other candidates, and then you will select the best one who will be working as per the required performance, and the cost will also be under the budget that is given to you by the client's brief. Then prepare a system proposal of the final project directive to management for approval. Then after getting all the things or doing all the like the steps, you will create a proposal, and you will submit that proposal to the management or the overall team who has just basically hired you for the system of their analysis, and then you will wait for their approval. If they approve the feasibility report, then you will work next on the other phases. So after the client's brief, the first step is to create the feasibility analysis report. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next, we will analysis the overall system components that are working in order to achieve our goals. So mostly businesses and organizations use documents to record their information and to communicate that information from one person to other. Forms get filled in and passed to other offices as well. Like you can say that if you are having multiple, if we are having multiple people in our multiple offices, or you can say the multiple branches of our company, then all the information needed to be communicated to all the offices that are working in relation with the others. So the system analysts need to collect example of the document used to get an understanding of the type and quantity of data that flows through the business and organization. So what is the role of getting the information from the offices? Basically, when we are analyzing the system, we need to analyze the system components as well. So communication, when we are talking about the communication information that we get from the client's brief, or you can say from the overall working criteria, needed to be um, uh, carefully held, and then definitely we need to make sure that everything is working properly for the system after the complete analysis. So we will identify the problems in the previous system by analyzing the components of that are related to their information. Then we will identify the problems. Basically, we all know that no system or is ideal, like 100% correct. Everything has some flaws and the problems, or the, we can say the errors. So no system is perfect, and it is the job of system analysts to try and identify where the problem in a system are. If these problems can be fixed, the system will work more smoothly to be more efficient, and in case of business, it will be more profitable. So, for the sake of high profit, we need to make our system work smooth. And here, the role of system analyst will be to identify the problems and then address them. Again, they will identify the problems, they will clear the flowcharts, they will help the team to understand all of them, and then work on everything that is working. System analyst will use this document, basically the document that will be explaining all the issues and the business components. Then this document will be used to check the new system. Going through the requirements one by one, the analyst will check if they have been met. So what the things they will check on one by one, they will check the user's responses. Once everything is done, the system is working, they need to check the user's responses. It is essential to get the feedback from the users of system, because their feedback will help us to understand the system is working properly or not. Then we will also understand, do they like it or not? Does it make their work easier? Is it working for them? It is helpful to them or not? What if anything could be improved, or any other thing that we get from the feedback of our users will be helping us to improve the system again. So in order to get the feedback, the system analyst can go for multiple ways, but the information collected from the system will be in the form of the questionnaires, the interviews, observations, what happened next. So we need to conduct the research, or you can say that you need to get data from all the team members. If you are working for like a small team, interviews work in a good way. But if you are talking about a large team, they need to address everything in the form of questionnaires. So, after conducting all the questionnaires or the surveys or interviews, what you will doing, you will be evaluating the outcome. What you get from the clients, it will be identifying all the limitations or the problems with the new system as well. Once the system is working properly, you will get the confirmation that everything goes well. But if there is any other issue, or you can say the limitation, you need to address that problem first, then the project will end. So new system requirement specification. So this is a kind of, you can say that this is a kind of document that will help you to understand the although when we are analyzing the previous system, we definitely get the requirements of new system in the form of the problems, like what are the problems in the previous system needs to be addressed in the new system. So If you say that the problems with the present system are understood, you are easily understanding what are the problems in this system. The system analyst can begin to plan how the new system will fix those problems. um, when you know the problems, you can easily create your feasibility report regarding that problem analysis, and you will come up with the solutions to the previous problems. So the system analyst specifies a list of requirements for the new system. Requirements simply means targets or aims that we need to achieve in the coming days. This list is usually called the requirement specification. Basically, requirement specification is a document that helps us to understand what are the things that needs to be the part of our system in the coming future. So, is there anything that you want to ask here?
No,
So, please let me know if we are talking about system analysis. What do you think for the new system requirement specification, which is the most important thing? Understanding the problems of the previous system, or understanding the requirements of the new system?
understand the previous problems. Go through the feedback, I guess.
Okay, good.
I think we have to choose one because I think we need to understand both.
Definitely, we need to. I am just asking which one for you is most important. Like as a system analyst, which
The
will be your priority?
the problems of the uh, existing system.
Okay, good. So analysis and specification. We have talked about the requirement specifications. So what are the things that are working in this point? We'll gather, analyze, and validate the information in the specifications. We will gather basically this is a normal, you can say that normal strategy or a phenomena on that we are working on for every project. We gather the requirements, we analyze them, and then validate the information. Is it true or not, or is there anything else that they want in the system? So then we define the requirements and the prototypes of the new system. We first set the requirements, and you can say get from the client's brief or client's interviews, and then you create a prototype of the new system that you will be creating. uh, Evaluate the alternatives and prioritize the requirements. Priority is really important because when you set the priority, it depict your skills as a system analyst, like what are the important things that you think actually needs to be addressed first. Examine the information needs of end user and enhance the system goal. The analysis and specification requirements, uh, we need to examine the information needs of end users and enhance the system goals. When you are analyzing the system, you need to examine the information that you are just provided by the users. Uh, the users are the ones who have been using the system, not the clients that have given you the client's brief. So you need to understand the information from the end users as well, and definitely it helps the system to achieve its goal, and you can say that you can enhance and improve your goals from this point as well. A software requirement specification, SRS, basically is a very important kind of document. You can say that it is a document that is having all the details of the system, like the software details, the hardware details, the functional and non-functional parts of the system, the networking requirements of the systems, and the project cost and the budget overall, the time frame for the system that is given to you. All of the things or the specifications are a part of this document. So when you are talking about the SDLC, software development lifecycle, or software development or system development, all these things needs an SNS document. You can say when you are creating a project, like a technical project, as an IT student, when you are creating a website or you are creating an application, you are creating any kind of program for your assignment, for your project, you need to give a document as well that will be explaining all the feasibilities and the scope and the budget software, hardware needs, functional or non-functional requirements of the overall system. So you will see any kind of SRS document that will help you to understand what actually an SRS document is. Do you have any idea of this document or you have worked on previously?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So when you document all the requirements of the system, you can say that it is a SRS document. However, you can also Google it and you can see any example document that will help you to understand, because in your coming future you will definitely be working with this document. So have a good understanding of it. So our today's objective was to analyze the like what are the things that we need to analyze in an existing system, or you can say that how we will up we will do our qualitative research. Okay, so do you think that it is okay, or we can say that we achieved it or not? Is there any question that you want to ask?
No, ma'am. We understood what we need to analyze any system, and I think we achieved it.
Okay, good. So let's start our Q&A. Just select one question and answer it.
Oh, yes, ma'am. The second question, recall one step of feasibility analysis. It was creating a team and choosing the project team leader.
Okay, good.
Ma'am, the first question: what is the role of a client brief? The role of a client brief is to convey the client about the problems the business will be dealing with, and how we will be dealing with it, and what the end result could be, like what the client could expect from us.
Yes, very good.
The third one is new system requirement specification. So we need to find out the existing program problems and fix it. That's it, I guess.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am, I've understood everything.
Okay. Okay, so moving to the next question that I have for you people. Uh, when I was talking about the assignment, I think Abdullah was not here, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so did you submit your assignment?
For system design and
Yes,
analysis,
yes.
yes, ma'am, I submitted task one.
Okay, so what was the task one?
Ma'am, it was basically asking us to briefly explain the roles of system analysis and design and development life cycle, the examples with reference.
So did you given the exam references, or you can say the examples?
Ma'am, I gave example for waterfall, and I didn't give example for V-shape or spiral. I explained waterfall according to the situation that was given in the case study.
Okay, so you choose the exactly case study. Okay, in all the other examples, I have not got the exact examples. I will check for your assignment as well. But if I say that for Umar's assignment, there is no example that is like you can say from the case study. Please
As
repeat.
for me, ma'am, I didn't give in my assignment. I didn't include examples, I believe. But when you say references, I thought I have to give reference to the sites or the books from where I brought the information. So I give reference to the books and sites because I saw in the real brief of the of the assignment there was nothing in the first 2 points related to the what
Actually,
related to the references.
you have everything in the basically in the requirements of the assignment. You need to give the examples of the model that you are going to explain as per the case study that is given. If your assignment is not considering or explaining anything as per the case study, then the actual goal of the assignment is not accomplished. You need to behave as a system analyst. Okay, I'm not talking about you can say references are good if you have given all the references that you just reviewed, or you can say that you researched. That's good. That also need
No,
to
ma'am.
be there.
I was saying is like I followed the ATHE assignment brief.
Okay.
It in the first point they didn't ask for references to the role of system analyst. Maybe in the last points they say uh, add to the reference or how will the system analyst solve this. But in the first it was general. First open it was general explanation
I
of
have
the.
assigned 1.1 and 1.2. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So in 1.2, what you need to address? If it
I
is
have to
in
explain
front
the
of you. Yes, please.
waterfall, V-shaped, and all these things. I have to explain in. I have to evaluate them, like explain them in details.
With examples.
I don't remember seeing this with examples in the assignment brief. I'll check it again, no problem.
Yes, you need to check it because I needed the examples actually that are not a part of it. The exact statement is critically analyze the system development life cycles, referring to specific examples. Waterfall, V-shape, or spiral. You need to refer to the specific examples that will be explaining the waterfall model. Like if we are talking about the waterfall model, then how as a system analyst you will work on this model with the help of the case study that is given to you. And I think the one I was talking about who used the examples is Abdullah. And I will try, but I don't think so I can, but I will share his assignment
So,
after all of you have done it properly.
so man,
Yes.
basically, you have to choose any one of them, either waterfall or V-shape or any one of them, then go with it. Is it
You
like
can
that, or I have
say
to explain
you
all
can
the?
say that you can choose one or you can work on multiple. If we are talking as we are working as a system analyst or you can say system developer, then we need to like use all the models that will work for us. Then first we see all the models, we implement our requirements to all the models, then we see what will be working very good for us, then we choose the exactly that model that is working properly and fine, then we work on it. So first we need to depict all the models as per the requirements. So at your first phase, you need to cover all these three models. But if you use one or two, I would say it is good too. But the examples need to be as per the case study.
Okay, ma'am.
So I think now it is clear. You need to make the improvements to the assignment. I am not going to accept that assignment without the real time examples of the case study. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Same for you, Umar, as well. Abdullah, I will look for your assignment, and you also need to recheck your assignment. What are the things that we have discussed here
Mm,
should be the part of your assignment, okay?
Ma'am, I was saying in my assignment, like you're saying in task one, you only asked us to do first 2 points that are 1.1 and 1.2.
Yes,
And if you see my assignment, I may have done
more than
all of them because yeah,
yes.
because you asked us to do task one, and uh, I didn't know how to do it, so I did all of them. So could you please look at it and let me know the faults in my assignment, and I could fix them later.
Sure. I will. Okay. So, this is done for the today's class because I. So, is there anything else that you want from me?
No, ma'am.
Okay.